Hey guys, it's Alex, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about competition versus performance. Now, in my opinion, it is always better to focus on your performance than it is to focus on being a competitor. And what I mean by that is you have to think about these two things as two different mindsets, and this is really just about focus. So, when you go to perform, what happens is your focus is totally on what you are doing, what you have learned, and what your capabilities are, whether that's sports, marriage, a job, anything. When it comes down to a situation where you have to perform, you can look at it as a competition with yourself to do better all the time. You can look at it as a competition to do better than someone else all the time, or you can look at it as performance. And performance is about ownership. Competition is not about ownership. It's about a focus on what someone else is doing in order to check yourself and make sure you're doing better than that. But here's the problem with that. If you're always focused on what someone else is doing, you will 100% never ever be able to do your best. If you are focused on what somebody else is practicing or what somebody else is doing and what time they're showing up at things, then you're not focusing on yourself. So you have to focus on yourself in order to actually compete. It sounds counterintuitive, and I think, and in my opinion, that's where people get locked up a lot of times, is they start looking at other people's performances and getting really competitive about that and focusing so much that your energy is just displaced in something that you can't control, because you can never control anybody else and how they're going to compete and how they're going to perform. All you can do is focus on yourself. So if you're focused on your own performance all the time, making yourself accountable, making yourself the one that is responsible for every single outcome, even at times where it might not be your fault and things go wrong, if you still get in the mode of creating an ownership about the way you perform in every aspect of your life, instead of I need to be better than this person or that person or the next person, then you're setting yourself up for a positive mindset. If you're just constantly saying, my fault, it's my fault, then you're never going to get into this mode of pointing the finger at, it's you, it's this excuse, it's that excuse. Now, when you underperform and you've truly tried your best and you say, it didn't work this time, I couldn't accomplish it, that's not an excuse. That is a reason. And that's usually the reason for people that are really inwardly focused and just really thinking about their own performance. They never point fingers at anybody else. They always come back to themselves and say, I can do better, period. Because I'm in that mindset of, I need to perform the best of my ability in whatever this is, a competition, a relationship, a job. It's just a focus thing. Competitive people, if you really sit down and talk to them, they might tell you, well, I just really wanted to beat that guy. But in order to get to the point where he beat that guy, like Mike Tyson, for an example, yes, he had it in his head, I want to beat this guy. Okay, I'm a boxer. I'm the best in the world. I'm going to beat this guy. But what he did was he backed all that up with preparation. He studied. Everything he did came down to his performance, and ultimately his performance and performances made him the excellent fighter that he still is. And so even though you are a competitive spirited person, I think it doesn't necessarily mean that that is your focus. So by all means, in this world, we have to do our best, put our best efforts forward. And if we do that, we will be competitive people. But the idea here is to stop looking at other people. Consider what other people do. Noise, mostly noise. And if you don't consider what other people are doing noise, use the things they do and the things they are able to accomplish as learning tools that you can utilize to increase your own performance. If every day you're looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, how can I do just 1% better at performing in my capacities throughout my day, just 1% builds up so quickly. A lot of times when we're in situations with other people and it takes a nasty turn, we can start focusing on beating them at this or that, when that's not what we should be doing. We should always be turning inward and asking, what can I do better to make myself happier, more peaceful, and more prepared? And all of that comes down to a focus on you, not blaming other people, not pointing the other finger when you get beat in a competition, but always taking on that ownership. It's easy to say, oh, that person was just a better competitor than me, or he was better at this job than me. That's easy to say. Excuses are all over the place. You can pick them out of a hat, out of the sky. What's harder to do is face the reality of what really matters is what you do day in and day out and spend time on. That is what is going to eventually bundle up what is considered your performance. So just a quick thought for the day. I hope it helps some of you out there, and until next time, I hope you have happy and healthy conversations, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.